Hello, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys, where we teach the little guy and girl how to utilize charts to manage their own trades and investments. What do I mean by the little guy and girl? Well, we just had two directives signed halting the implementation of a rule that requires financial advisors to act in the best interests of their client. Let that sink in a little bit. The big wigs on Wall Street can play with your retirement and hard-earned money without your best interests at heart. We currently have hundreds of members taking charge of their financial future, and we would love for you to come check out a free week with no credit card required to see if our services would be beneficial on your path to financial independence as well. What we offer, we have a separate course of over 5 hours in length on when to enter and exit positions. And in terms of what we do daily, we have nightly videos, key levels updated each morning before the bell, 2.5 hours of live daily webcam coverage in the morning and in the afternoon, and over 7 hours of educational videos. All of these links can be found in the description of this video. Come check us out. Thanks for watching. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Checking in on CMG NKE GPRO and TWTR on the daily and weekly time frame. So CMG unable to get over the 50-week moving average resistance. We'll look at that in just a moment. A weak bounce attempt where we just set another lower high, 412.98, 412.68, the high of the past 2 days. The bulls did defend the 200-day moving average support on the backtest of 406.56, but the bears currently have momentum on the daily time frame. In order to see the bulls try and gain some momentum, we do have to break that high of Friday, 412.98, and then there's still a bunch of work to do where we have some clear lower highs over the past few weeks. So the bears are in control on the daily. The bears want to see a break of 404.41 and 402.16 to break the recent lows, but it really comes down to 395.08. That is the line in the sand that the bulls must hold to maintain this higher low pattern on the daily time frame, and a break of that level after the multiple tops we had in the 434s would give control back on the daily and the weekly time frame for the CMG bears. So it's all about 395, bulls still holding above that level. The weekly time frame, we have a couple weeks of consolidation, and the bulls, as you can see, have been forming higher lows since the end of October. We have one low, higher low, higher low, higher low. That's that 395 level. And here we are trying to form another higher low at 402.16. The weekly middle Bollinger Band is doing a good job of holding as support. That's right at that $400 psychological level. But we need to see the bulls show back up after forming this higher low and try and head back up to that multiple top at 434. We've been keeping an eye on CMG to change the longer term trend, but they still are not doing so. And we have to see the bulls break 434 and then the low 440s in order for that to occur. So we still need about an 8% move to the upside from where we currently stand. So we are going to be patiently watching, but keeping in mind that the longer term weekly chart does still favor the bears. So if we see a break of these recent lows, the low of last week of 402.16, it's going to be all about 395 this coming week. NKE is still struggling to get back over the middle Bollinger Band resistance after we lost it. Now the backtest and rejection, 56.85. Key support in the short term is 56.02 and 55.69, but this is still healthy contained consolidation on the daily time frame following the breakout, and this does still favor the bulls on this daily chart in my opinion. On the weekly time frame, the consolidation, couple weeks of pullback, back testing and holding the 100-week moving average of 56.01. So we have been playing NKE bearish on this overall weekly downtrend for over a year at this point, and it's gone really well in terms of these clear lower highs and lower lows. But I am very cautious at this point due to this weekly potential bull flag forming. You can see it on the daily time frame as well, that healthy consolidation. So the potential of this bull flag has me cautious, and it's also that video where I pointed out recently the monthly is also a bull flag pattern. If you do the 10-year monthly chart, the bulls are just waiting on a break of $60 to be heading back towards that all-time high. So I am still cautious in both directions, and this is the kind of chart where we currently stand, I'm just sitting in the back seat here watching patiently, and I'm going to be making bullish trades if we get a move that looks like a bull flag continuation, and then I'm going to be looking for that break of $60. Or if we see further breakdown and a loss of 55.69, that will affirm the likelihood that we're forming just another lower high on the weekly time frame and the bears are about to take back over. So I'm watching that 55.69 level very close, and the bulls need to get back above 57. Look at this week. We've topped out at 56.99, 56.94, 56.99. So there's clear resistance right under $57. So pretty much just patiently waiting to see who's going to take control in the short term. Long-term weekly chart is bearish. Long-term monthly chart is bullish. And the daily chart is bullish as well. So it all depends on what time frame you're looking at to determine what kind of sentiment you should have. But as of right now, I have a bit more bullish sentiment than bearish on NKE. And again, that's the first time in pretty much a year where that has happened as we've been playing this downtrend. GoPro all-time lows, 791, still holding. And the bulls trying to see an oversold bounce play out, but seeing profit taking. And these upper wicks, again, they're showing you that the bulls do not want to hold overnight and they don't want to hold over the weekend. And that is a lack of confidence. So resistance is 812. 812 was the high of Wednesday and Friday. So that's a very clear resistance level going forward. And in terms of support, it's 796 and 791. And with the lack of any price history support after 791, the downside risk is certainly there. Where if we break 791, we're going to be looking down at 780, 770, and just looking at psychological round numbers as we have no other support to be going off of. The weekly time frame shows you how bearish it is here for GoPro. Close at the low of the week, lower highs and lower lows. I would not want to be in a bullish position with the weekly chart closing that low right above the all-time low. Twitter is still weak. These exponential resistances on the daily time frame have been a brick wall for 3 weeks now, continuing to reject the price to the downside. So we broke to lower lows. We hit the low of the week on Friday, 1494. And there's a little bit of lower wicks the past 3 days, but again, that is showing no confidence, nothing that the bulls are looking for here until we can get over these exponential resistances at a bare minimum. So on the weekly time frame, this is a weak close, and it's the lowest close we have seen on Twitter since back on June of 2016. So that is now 8-9 months. Lowest close we have seen. We're looking at $14.94, $14.51, and then $14 as the next supports. The weekly and the daily chart are in full control of the bears with no sign of the bulls to be found. So looking for further downside and keeping an eye out for a short-term bounce if we can turn these exponential resistances into support, but certainly not looking to play that oversold bounce. I'm not playing Twitter bullish in any way, shape, or form, just looking to play bearish and then exit once we see short-term bounces beginning to form. So I appreciate you watching. We'll continue to check back in on these names as always. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you Monday.